Most people think that designing a house starts with a drawing. Wrong. Actually, it starts when we are carry out a soil study. If we don't test the soil, we are playing with fire. Today, we are going straight to the field to show you how a SPT or a standard penetration test are done. So we are going to be showing you real results, real tests in one of the most challenging places in Nicaragua to build a home, but at the same time, one of the most beautiful places to live, Remanso Beach. We are at Punta Diamante, a high-end development with breathtaking views as you can see. So if this video reach out to 500 likes, I will show you all the amenities and lot of this development. So hit the like button, guys. And the question is, when should a soil study be done? Okay, you need to carry out the soil study once you have approved the footprint of the house. In other words, once you have 100% sure that you are not going to be moving the design around the lot. So this way, we can carry out the soil study and analyze which are going to be the critical points. For example, the cliff, the pool. If you have a double height, that's a point that you need to know the composition of the soil. When you have for example, a carport area. So if you carry out a soil study after moving the layout of the house, practically those points are useless. In other words, you are throwing the money, okay? So first of all, make sure that the layout is already approved by you and your architect, and this way you are 100% sure that the soil study is going to be working properly. Why do we do a soil study? Simple, because we need to know if the soil underground supports the weight of the house itself, okay? Because we need to use this data for a structural design. We need to design the foundations, and this information is going to give us the exact depth that we need to design the foundations, also the size, the amount of freeboards, the type of concrete, if we need to improve the soil underneath, and etc. And remember, a qualified geotechnical engineer needs to perform these studies, and also a qualified laboratory needs to analyze the results. A soil study collects the subsurface samples of the soil in the exact location where your future home is going to be built. And this way we can collect data very important for the structural design, because we are going to be collecting information like low capacity, soil strength, and other critical information like the capacity of water infiltration for the construction of a leach field, because that's the best way to build a septic system here. To carry out a proper soil study or SPT, standard penetration test, first of all, I need to bring my topographical team to the site. This way we can set up every point accurately, and this is the best way to do that, because the geotechnician people needs to know the exact point. And how do we get those points? First of all, we need to analyze with our structural engineer which are the best point to get the information, okay? Because we are going to take the samples underground. We need to meet the composition of the soil. For that reason, we are using this technology, which is a total station tool, and he is my topographical surveyor. So that's the first task on site. We have the property drone here. So this way we can set up all the points with precision. But obviously I had a meeting with my structural engineer to select the best point to collect the data. Okay guys, as you can see, this is a rebar and we are using this as a pin. This way the guys that are going to carry out the soil studies knows the exact point that they need to drill, okay? This is very important. That's the reason why I use topographical tools to carry out this type of project. Our crew moved all their equipment to the designated area, the hammer, the drill, and everything to the designated area. So sometimes the lot can be dirty, so they need to cut a little bit the vegetation. But you know that other handicap is the steepness of the lot. You know that in San Juan del Sur area, most of the lots are cliffed, but they have a beautiful view. So I think that the effort worth it. Once the guys installed the tools, they are going to put this tripod. This is a huge tripod, which is going to allow them to install this drill. This is a acre drill. This is the technical name. So this is working based on gasoline. And what it does is that this rope helps to this hammer to hit repeatedly this hollow tube. So this tube is going to be underground to collect the soil samples, okay, the information that we need. I have to say that the common in the soil studies process is to go, the depth that we manage is approximately 5 meters to 10 meters of depth. If we found rock, which is the best scenario for a structural design, the soil study stops and we can say it's a solid rock, which means that we are not going to have a deeper foundation. So this means cost savings for the homeowner in this case. Every time that the tooth penetrates deeper in the ground, the number of hammers blows is recorded. More blows means harder soil. So this data helps to determine the stability of the soil. Every sample is stored in this wooden case, and they put the samples in these plastic bags as well. So as you can see, we have different compositions of soil, different colors. Even this has humidity, as you can see. So this is something that is going to be delivered to the laboratory, okay, to determine the low capacity, the strength, like I mentioned before. Every detail matters. They also take photos of these samples because you know that we need to use the technology nowadays. Pro tip: I do not recommend less than 3 SPT and 1 infiltration test per project. Okay, this way the soil study is not going to be reliable to collect enough information for a structural design. Remember, 3 SPT as minimum plus 1 infiltration test. Enjoying this deep dive? Hit the like button. This way YouTube algorithm spreads this knowledge to future homeowners. Now let's test how well the soil absorbs the water. We are using these cylinders with water and then we fill them. This way we can measure the amount of water that the soil absorbs. And like I said before, this is useful when we are designing the leach field, for example, for the septic system, and also channels, gutters, or something like that. The capacity of these cylinders is 1 liter. 1 liter is the capacity, so we are going to be using that measure, and we are going to be filling with water this hole during 60 minutes. So this is going to tell us if the soil is bad in terms of drainage, or if bad against the erosion as well. We love the efficiency of the works, so we are using the same point that we used as SPT to carry out the infiltration test. With all the data collected, we move forward to the laboratory, and this is the last stage. Here we bring all the soil samples and analyze the composition of the soil. And the most important part here from the designer perspective are the recommendations. There is a section in the document that I get from the laboratory where I can see all the recommendations regarding the structural design. How depth should my team and I design the footings, the type of footings, if it's going to be an isolated or continuous footings, the type of rebars, the type of concrete, and if we need a special treatment for the soil underneath. And what about if the soil is bad? Don't worry, this is not the end of the world. That's the reason why, or that's the main purpose to carry out a soil study, to know if the soil is good or is bad. So we can use other alternatives to build the foundation of your house. We can use a mix of cement and a special soil to improve, okay, the soil underneath. Also, we can use another type of foundations. So this doesn't mean that your lot is worthless. We just need to think in other alternatives, in other type of structural design for the foundations. Every decision is optimized to balance safety and cost efficiency for the client's budget. This is one of the best examples regarding the importance of a soil study. I'm here in a project in San Juan del Sur, and as you can see, these are the footings of the house. You can notice that we have steps in this case because we found rock. As you can see, this is rock, it's solid rock. So the structural engineer, in terms to save money and also for logistics, he opted for the steps, okay? So as you can see, this is the height of the footings is practically a foot, which is responsible, is very responsible, we can say. And also the amount of rebar that the builder is using. So this is determined by the soil study. This is the perfect example that I can show you regarding the importance of a soil study. This is the single most important step before building your new beach home in Nicaragua. This is how you protect your investment and avoid costly foundation failures. I share critical architecture content every week, so hit the subscribe button to stay informed always. Did you know a soil study was this essential for building your new beach home in Nicaragua? Let me know in the comments. And if you have new ideas of any topic that you want to know, drop them below as well. See you in the next adventure. Bye bye.